Doctor, if we can't always rely on food for good nutrition, we should supplement. Give me the top 5 if someone is to go out there and, I mean, purchase something, because like you said, there's millions of things
you're
we
talking
can,
about companies?
top 5 supplements or minerals that we absolutely need, or can you get them in a multi?
I can't do that because you need them all. You can't cherry pick and take the top 5, okay? But if a person would say, okay, my economy is limited, okay, and I can't spend $3 a day. I can't believe that, because even people who are homeless and are pushing little carts with plastic bags hanging off it, they bring their carts into Starbucks and pay $8 for a cup of coffee. So I don't buy that. But let's say it's true. You got 5 people in your family, and you can't afford $3 a day for each person in the family with gasoline prices going on. Get our certified organic plant minerals with 77 minerals in it, because they encompass 60 to 90 essential nutrients. Plants can, in fact, take carbon dioxide out of the urine, make some vitamins, and make some amino acids and some fatty acids. Okay, so a plant can do this. So if you're eating well, you might get some of that, but it's impossible to get the minerals. So if you had to pick one category, I would take our plant minerals. You're going to get 77 certified organic plant minerals. This is the 35th year we've been certified organic. You can go on our website and actually see the certificates showing that we've been certified organic for 35 years. These 77 plant minerals comes from an ancient compost pile, and they're up to 98% absorbable. That's all the FDA will let me say, because there's bound to be somebody out there with celiac disease or something that can't absorb it, so I can't say 100%. But these are a liquid, which enhances the absorbability quotients and factors and percentages. They're liquid. The particle size is 10,000 times smaller than a red blood cell. And so that's why I got so excited about minerals, because that's what we give livestock. Okay? And so the plant minerals is the core of our approach to health.
Doctor, can you talk about colloidal minerals? What are those?
Okay, well, we were kind of marching in that direction. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Well, colloid is a suspension of minerals in a liquid medium. In our case, it's these plant minerals where we extract, just cold water extract these minerals, kind of like making sun tea, if you will. You put this compost in this big tank with an agitator in there, and over time, the specific gravity of that water goes up. You can actually see tea. You can put a big gallon of water and put a bunch of tea bags in this big glass jar, and you can see the tea pigment coming out of those tea bags and making sun tea. Well, this is how we extract these minerals, and they're in suspension. They are not in solution, where you get a positive and negative charge, like sodium chloride goes in solution. Well, in solution, you can only get 985 milligrams of whatever it is, whether it's sugar or salt or whatever, into solution in a quart of water, for instance, 985 milligrams. In our suspension, in our colloid, we get 19,000 milligrams, almost 20 times, almost 20 times. So you're really getting a great bang for your buck here when you're buying colloidal minerals. And of course, the original audio cassette tape, now a CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, introduced the concept of colloidal minerals to the world. And that's what made it so popular. The fact that these colloidal minerals, people are so depleted of minerals, Scott. When you take an ounce of these colloidal minerals in a glass of water or juice, I mean, everything begins to work in your body, because these minerals are cofactors for little chemical reactions, enzyme reactions, biological reactions in every mitochondria, which are the little things inside your cells that manufacture energy and so on, manufacture proteins and enzymes themselves. And they're missing these things. People say to me, well, gosh, I took these colloidal minerals from you, Wallach, and I've never had so much energy. I'm only sleeping 4 hours a night now, and I wake up rested. Before I sleep in 10 hours, I wake up, I'm tired. I was thinking about going to a sleep clinic. Well, now I take your minerals, your colloidal minerals, and I just go, 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 go. I don't have to take a nap in the afternoon. I sleep 4 hours a night, and I'm just energized. Why is that? Is it hyped up with caffeine? No. These are just these colloidal minerals. But suddenly now, at the subcellular level, at the mitochondrial level, you're getting the raw materials. You're getting the cofactors to make all these reactions work that have been sleeping, kind of like the Rip Van Winkle effect, right? It's like a car. Without a battery, you can have the best gasoline, you got the best engine, you got everything going, but there's no battery. And you're turning the key on, it's not even clicking because there's no battery. Well, what we do is put the battery back in people's bodies, and it just works like a charm to make things.
I like to think that we've learned a lot about nutrition a lot more in the last couple of decades. When you talk about doctors not being up to speed, is that still the case?
It's still the case. They're about 200 years behind. And for instance, we get people off the heart transplant list all the time. We get people off of dialysis all the time. We regrow cartilage all the time. And of course, the medical system says, well, you can't regrow cartilage. You need joint replacement surgery. You can't regrow disc between the vertebrae. When you have back pain and you have peripheral neuropathies and as a result of degenerative disc disease, you must have back surgery. Well, that's not true. Just absolutely not true. We can regrow cartilage. It's very simple. You just give the body the raw materials. The body has stem cells in it. Just like you cut your skin, you don't need a skin transplant. When you cut your skin heals itself because of the innate stem cells that are in our tissues. Well, the same thing is true for cartilage and bone. You fracture your bone, you don't need to put in a pin in your bone. You fracture your bone, you immobilize it with a cast, and it will heal itself. And so the same principle is true for the hearts and the kidneys and so on. For instance, here's a good one. I love this one. When you have kidney failure, there's nothing wrong with your kidney. When you have kidney failure, there's nothing wrong with your kidney. What happens is the little microscopic artery, which is called an afferent artery, that brings the dirty blood into the filtering unit, is plugged. Two things happen here. Number one, the kidney can't work. It's kind of like a drain in your bathtub that's got hair and hay leaves and dirt and soap scum on it. It's not going to drain. Do you replace the tub and all the plumbing? No. You take your hand and you scoop off the stuff covering the drain, it drains. Well, I said, well, why can't we do that here? And so we figured out how to open up those little afferent arteries, get the blood flow back to the filtering units called glomeruli. And of course, the kidney is a funny thing. Its whole purpose is to filter blood. And when it doesn't get enough blood, there's kind of a little signal that goes off, a little red flag goes up, and the kidney releases a hormone called renin. And renin's purpose is to raise your blood pressure to try and drive more blood into the kidney. Raise your blood pressure, right? So doctors give drugs and they can't override that hormone. So well, it's genetic because, drugs won't touch it. And so what we've learned how to do in the last 10 years is open up that little microscopic artery. And we've been doing this for 10 years in humans. We've been doing it for probably 50 years in animals. And there was an article today in Nature magazine saying they've discovered this wondrous stuff now that they can actually help a heart in a heart attack by opening up these little microscopic arteries with a protein. I haven't read the article yet, but I'll bet it's the protein we've been working with for 25 years.